Hello everyone, in this video you should be able to see some very sad things that happen to children throughout disputes between their parents.
I've done nothing. My kids love me. I'm a really good mom. Everybody that knows me will tell you.
What's happened to Karen Reardon should be a crime.
It is a nightmare. It's an absolute nightmare.
In fact, her lawyer says it is.
On a 1 to 10, this is a 10 in terms of bad. It's as simple as that.
Just minutes before our interview, Nicola Cunha had sought an injunction hearing from a...
As you can see, guys, the state of desperation of this woman is unreal. I mean, this is sad. And if you have lost your children, your child, you would probably be just like her or even worse. I mean, someone that you loved is your family and you just lost it because you can't control the powers that came and take it away, this right that you have as a parent, take it away from you. And the worst is that her children is not doing well. As the report goes on, I haven't shown it to you guys here, but the children had gained weight, and they were constantly asking her that they wanted to see her, that they miss her. They wanted to see their mom and they wanted to be part of their mom's life. Now I'm gonna be showing to you what my little girl went through. And she went through what you're gonna see it, which was possibly a setup for a case of a child alienation. What is a child alienation? Child alienation is when one parent takes the children and starts to do something psychologically influence that child, so that child will not want it to be with the other parent. That child has some negative feelings towards the other parent. And but here the situation, if it appears to be that the mom was trying to make it that the child was violent, that the child has some kind of a problem, which all of the report from her school is saying that she is an excellent child, she well behaved, but except the mom, the children's exposed to the community. Everybody's saying she has no problem. She is a very sweet little girl, but the mommy has a problem. The mommy got to the point of calling 911, and let me just go ahead and show it to you guys, the whole thing here. And you guys will be able to see the 911 call, and you'll be able to see the messages that she sent saying that she doesn't want this child anymore. And also, the therapist clarified and say that she has reached out to her and telling her that she didn't want this child anymore. And also the therapist of this child has witnessed that the mom had told her that she didn't want her anymore, which the child was very hurt. Besides everything else that you guys already know from the other video that this child went through, with opening her legs multiple times for doctors, being interrogated by law enforcement, DCF and everybody else, she also went through a very hard time with this mom trying to build a alienation or something else, whatever she was trying to do with this child. And she is the one who had suffered the most here. And that's how it is. Most of the times the children are the ones that get the worst of the disputes between their parents. So let me go ahead and show it to you so you guys see this documentation here. So here it is, another app that we use, WhatsApp, and there she wrote, "I don't want Bella at all." Bella means our daughter, and she's saying she doesn't want Bella at all. So here is a message from an app that we use to communicate, which is called Talking Parents. In this app, she wrote, I plan on voluntarily giving up my rights to her completely. Her means our daughter. That means she's planning to give up the rights to our daughter completely. On page 15, line 12, you see there is a question presented to the therapist. Did the mother express it to you, to the father, that she would like to relinquish her parental rights, but the father was against it? Then the attorney, of course, he goes out and says objection, leading, immaterial, irrelevant, there is no pending matter concerning. Then I instructed the witness, which is the therapist, to go and answer the question. And he goes again, the attorney, please don't tell me, da da da. And then I go and I wait for the therapist to answer. On line 24, she answered, outside of the section, the mother did reach out to me through a phone call and say she was considering relinquishing or surrendering her rights to the child. Then there was another question presented to the therapist. Did the child communicate it to you in front of her father that her mother called the police on her, and when the police arrived, she asked for the presence of an attorney, and she was told that she did not have the right to have an attorney because she was a child? Then the attorney goes and object, hearsay, blah, blah, blah. And then the therapist answered, yes, there was. Then his ID told me that during a section, yes, in front of the father, by Mr. Del Prado. So you see, guys, this whole thing is terrible. It is just terrible. She's telling the child she doesn't want her anymore. She's telling the therapist she doesn't want this child anymore. She's telling everybody she doesn't want it. And the father is trying to, is against it, what she wanted to do. But the real reason she's doing this is something else. Okay, guys, so this would be page 19 of the deposition. And I am asking the question to the therapist. Did the child express that the mom told her that she doesn't want her anymore, for her to go look for another mom? Then the therapist goes and answers, I don't recall the words look for another mom. I do know that she told the child that she didn't want her anymore. And I know the child was very hurt by that conversation. And this is terrible. This is terrible, guys. I mean, how can a mom, go to that extreme and telling the child she doesn't want her anymore? She's rejecting this child. How would you feel being rejected, especially if you're 9? I mean, me as an adult, I'll feel like if I was rejected by my mom. I mean, this is terrible. And I mean, this is what this little girl is going through. Not only the stress of all of this litigation, going in sexual molestation accusations, and she has to go like multiple doctors open her legs, and then law enforcement question her and everything, and then she gets rejected by her mom. I mean, this is terrible. This is just... Now, listen to the 911 call.
Sunday, November 7, 2021, 20:51 and 59 seconds.
No, any place on ambulance?
No, I don't. Non-emergency, please.
Okay, for police, fire, or ambulance.
Police, please.
For what address? Okay, and what's going on there?
Well, My ex-husband and I are, I guess, now back into a custody battle. My daughter has talked to him. She has been acting up with me tonight after talking to him and while talking to him, refusing to go to sleep. He's not here. He's via phone, but he's doing nothing. She's acting up. I previously have had issues with her being physical towards me, and I don't know if it's the cops I should speak with or if it's a judicial assistant, but I don't really know what to do.
Has she been physical with you tonight?
No.
How old is she?
She is 9. But since she's talked to her dad, the problems have started. So she would not tell me what she spoke with her dad about earlier tonight. And after she spoke with him in private, things just started going downhill. We have had a very nice weekend. I took her to a football game yesterday. We've had no issues the entire day or yesterday until she got off the phone with her dad. Now, I had previously called DCF on her dad as well. So, okay, please close the door. Goodbye, Marcelo. I'm talking to them now.
I can have an officer come talk to her. I don't know that there's anything legal that was done or any complaint that can be made, but I can have an officer come talk to her.
Okay, because I contacted DCF because he refused to give her medicine, and then he was giving her the wrong amount. And so now he's filed a whole bunch of legal stuff against me in court. And now whenever she talks to him, it's a huge hard time for me.
That's
and
typical,
she needs to go
honestly.
to bed.
I mean, anytime
Really?
there's a divorce, and I went through it with I adopted a child, and anytime she talked to her father, attitude, behavior, and I was listening in, so it wasn't even necessarily anything negative or bad that was said. It was just a behavior change, after.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Bye.
56 seconds.
No, any ambulance.
Yes. I was just in the phone with my daughter, and she's starting to cry, saying that her mom called the police, and called the police for her. And I asked her if she did anything wrong. She said she didn't do anything wrong. And then when I went to go speak to her mom, and I told her to give the phone to the mom.
The address.
And then the mom took the phone away, and I don't know what happened. The address is, let me get it for you here. Hold on.
Okay, I have it. Yeah, they called.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I understand the situation. I understand you're also going through a custody battle. The best thing to do is to always encourage the child to listen to the other parent and do what they're supposed to. We have an officer who's going to respond out there to try and assist.
Yeah. Would you please tell the mom not to threaten the child with the police? Because
you don't know the situation
ma'am.
except for what the child's telling you. And your best situation is to encourage the child to listen to the parent. You're not going to help the situation or help the child.
I understand, but ma'am, the mom should talk this out instead of threatening the police on the child. I don't think that's appropriate. He's afraid of the police now.
Not necessarily, sir. We have CIT officers that are trained to go out and deal with sensitive situations. They're not going to go out and just arrest the child. They're going to go out and help and talk.
Oh no, I'm not afraid that you guys are going to do that. Not at all.
Well, you're saying
I know,
afraid of
and
the
I
police.
thought
They're not out there to just scare children.
If
the child's escalating, they're going to go out and help the situation before it gets bad.
Okay, ma'am, I am saying to you is that I don't think it's an appropriate way to discipline or do anything that you wanted to do to your child to threaten with the police. You follow me? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, sir. Like I said, your best bet is to communicate with the other parent and try and work out a best situation for how to handle this.
Okay. I am driving over there.
I wouldn't do that, sir. You're going to escalate the situation.
Well, cannot the office call me back then?
I can have an officer call you back.
Thank you. I appreciate it, ma'am.
What's your name?
Thank you.
As you guys can see, this child has been going through hell. And I'm talking about my child, it's been going through hell. Now, the children on the other video from that woman that lost custody, I can imagine what they're going through and what they went through. You know, so if you are going through a custody battle, be careful, because they can be very dirty. They can use false domestic violence accusation against you. They can use the state attorney's office for fraud and everything else, Department of Motor Vehicles, and then they go on to child neglect and sexual molestation. The family court trying to put it in a whole bunch of lies and character assassination of that parent on that course of the legal proceedings in there. And now, in my case, the latest ones are the city got called in that I was doing illegal construction, a code enforcement. And I don't know how that helps in custody, but the fact that it's just bringing more financial distress on the parent or anything like that. And now the latest one is unlawful practice of law. There's nothing wrong of a person representing himself in court, and I am representing myself in court, and I do not practice law because I represent myself in court, and I do get some attorneys to give me advice, and I pay for their advice. But this is wrong. The whole thing is wrong and needs to stop, and needs to stop it now. But the only way that they're going to be changes is if everybody united, all the parents united, and see that this is not good for their children. The system is not set up for their children, and they demand changes. And that's what I'm here for, to demand changes together with you, together with everybody. United, we can make it better. Thank you.